Hey scrapbook friends, it's Nicole from Nicole Scrapbooks, and I'm just here with a quick little technique tip for you about how to make these little open shapes using the custom cutting system. I've done a different video about the custom cutting system that hopefully you've seen. I will try and link to it in the comments. But I just want to real quick go over the custom cutting system. It consists of 3 different colored blades and then the templates. And then you're going to need a cutting mat, a self-healing mat, and then it comes with these little guides. And you want to make sure that you keep this guide to help you with sizing when you use your patterns. And you'll get to the point where you don't really need it so much. But sometimes if you're trying to cut a specific size, you want to save these. So I just have all of mine in a folder that I keep with my scrapbook paper so that I can access them. But we also have the ovals, the gemstone, the rectangles are our newest patterns. You get 2 rectangles and a square. And then we have the jumbo hexagon, which is a really fun one for title page or kind of making a impact statement on your layout. But I'm going to talk about the circles because I think this is my favorite shape to use with these little mini cutout circles. And you can see that, you can do it with any of the patterns, works the same way. But for this, we're going to just do the circles. And basically the secret for to make these circles is to remember alphabetical order when you're using your blades. By the way, you may have different blades. These are the new kind of hexagon shaped blades. A lot of people who bought the custom cutting system years ago, this is something that's been around Creative Memories for 20 years. You may have blades that look like this. They're more round. If you still have these old blades, I highly recommend that you consider upgrading to the newer hexagon blades. With these blades, they work fine, but if you wanted to go around the circle, you kind of have to twist your wrist to make it go around the circle, and that was a little tricky. Whereas the new blades are swivel blades. And so when you're cutting, you can just keep your hand stationary. So this is a great thing. So if you look at the cutting mat, or the cutting template, the sizing template, you're going to see 4 different colors of lines. You're going to see a black line, and that is going to align with the actual shape and size of the pattern. Then the 3 colored lines, red, green, and blue, obviously are going to correspond with the shapes, with the blades. And you just want to remember that the blue is the farthest out and the red is the closest. And so that's when I talk about doing alphabetical order. If you're going to cut these little circles, you're going to want to use the blue blade first and then the red. If you want to do the skinny one, you're going to do the blue, then the green, and then the red. So hopefully that makes sense. Alphabetical order. Now, if I was at a crop, I would be wanting to use the mat that comes with this. However, here at home, I do have on my workspace a large self-healing mat, so that makes it quick for me to cut any of these shapes without having to, pull out a separate mat. So I'm going to just take a piece of this eggplant cardstock, and I'm going to start with our smallest circle, and I'm going to do the inside. And actually, I'm going to come way over here so that I can be as frugal as I can with my paper. So remember we said alphabetical. So B, I'm going to go blue first. I'm going to take the blade apart, hopefully not cut myself when I drop it. And then you just snap it into the holder, and that gives you a place to hold on to it. You see it's got these 2 little feet and then the yellow blade. And these little feet are going to ride in the grooves of the template. And you want to make sure that you have both of the feet in the groove before you cut. It is possible to just, especially with this one, to just put one in, and that's just going to tear your paper to shreds. So make sure both of your feet are in there. I'm going to start with the middle. Put my both feet in there, and we're just going to loop around. And then I'm going to go ahead and take alphabetically the next one, which is green. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and open these all up. Get my feet in there. I'm going to cut around with the green. And then BGR red, I'm going to cut with the red. And you can see I've got my perfect little circles that align just great. And they're perfectly symmetrical. You want to cut without moving your template, because if you'll see where I did this one, this little oval, I kind of messed it up. And so my oval's a little bit wonky. But as long as you don't move your pattern, when you're cutting, you'll get the perfectly spaced circles. So this is the little narrow, kind of 1/8 of an inch. I really like the 1/4 inch, and that was one if you just skip the green. You just do the red and the blue. And you can see that when you look here on the sizing template, you know, it gives you an idea of what the thickness is going to be of these circles. But what's really fun with this is that you can keep going. So I have started with a small circle, but now I can take this next circle, and this is a little tricky because you do just have to kind of eyeball it to line it up. But eyeball it to line it up, and we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Blue. Now I did only get the 1/4 inch shape with this, just because of the way the templates work. Green. Red. And then again, you can keep going all the way up. I actually did one where I did all the insides and all the outsides at the same time. I didn't do all of them. I kind of got lazy at the outside. But you can see just from the Circle Custom Cutting System pattern, you can have all these different size circles. So I have some that are 1/4 inch, I have some that are 1/8 inch, but they go all the way down. Oh, these are a little stuck together. All the way in, all this, and it came from just one circle and a piece of paper. So it's a really great use of a piece of paper. And if you even have little scraps left over, you can cut the smaller ones. So I hope that this has been helpful to you. Just remember ABC, go in alphabetical order, and always cut from, if you always cut from the outside in, that way your template has the grip to hold onto the paper and to keep it from sliding. So I hope this is helpful to you, and that you will be able to do some fun things with this classic Creative Memories tool. Thanks so much for watching, and happy scrapbooking.